Alright class, so we're doing my capstone presentation for Southern Oregon University. It was for the winter term here 2019 for me, Sam Latham, Health and Physical Education. Next. So I was born March 1987 in Lakewood, California. I spent 2 years here at Warren High School, so I'm a Bear too, but I went to Marietta Valley High School after my sophomore year. After kind of transitioning to college, I went to a couple junior colleges and stuff. Then I ended up at Southern Oregon University. Great school, great campus and everything. Played a little sports there. My goals are teaching, coaching, and personal training. It's my passion. I'm into all that kind of stuff. And some of the concepts that I kind of live by: joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, self-control. These are all good characteristics to kind of have with you. So when you're dealing with other people, you reflect good things. Next. So why I chose this particular field, there's a number of different reasons. It says here, new family business. My uncle has been doing this for a long time. I've spent plenty of time here on campus with them, hanging out with them just like you guys do, and I really enjoy it. So this is something that I can see myself doing, for the near future for a while too. Like I said, it's my passion. It's what I know. I've been in athletic sports and school for a long time now, so I really enjoy that. Okay, so this part here, the challenge of planning, developing, succeeding, it's just kind of stuff that I've learned to help me to be able to stay organized and achieve different tasks that I have to do throughout each course or whatever I'm doing at that time. And I like giving back. So all my experiences, all my weightlifting hours in the gym for 20 years, all of my different sports I played from first grade Pop Warner to senior year in college, I like to share some of that experience so other people don't make the same mistakes I made, or maybe it'll help them to learn how to do something better. So next. So my first class, so this is my third class for my capstone, my senior capstone. I had to do a few different classes. So the first one here, this is for PE 309. I had to do, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, so I was really into personal training at the time. I had a personal trainer to teach me or just kind of assist me with my diet and exercise routine so I could be ready for some different things I was wanting to do. I wanted to play at the highest level, so I needed a group of people to kind of help me. And I learned how to do that for other people by shadowing Coach Chris. He was a great coach, took me under his wing, showed me his business he had developed over a few years of just being in the community involved with athletics. Him and one of my old college roommates, his family, and this coach, they were all friends and they all helped the community by having kids come over to exercise in the weight room. We would go to the parks and we would do running techniques. We would do, your form running, A skips, B skips, stuff like that. Track guys, you'd know what I was talking about. Some of my different techniques that I use, speed, form, plyometrics, and then a funny moment that happened when we were in the weight room, we were training one of our athletes and a mouse came out from one of the corners and it ran all the way halfway up my leg and then took off, and I didn't know what happened. I was just like, what's going on? So it was a funny experience. But next slide. My next class I did was a spring football class out at Rancho Palos Verdes High School. It's a really nice school. It's right on the beach. You could see the water from the campus almost. Great weather. So the location was awesome. The kids there, they were good. It's just a whole different kind of mentality that they had living by the beach and stuff. It's a little bit different. But our class over there, we went from 2 to 4, Monday through Friday. It was spring football, so I got a chance to kind of just get a taste of coaching. So I was with the linebackers and running backs, and I had fun with the kids there. We were just kind of, going over some of the drills and stuff that would help them for their seasons, and just kind of training in the weight room and stuff like that. Really cool experience that I had there. There's a classic football film out there. Some of you guys that are getting into sports and football might enjoy it. It's called The Program, and in that movie there's a guy, he played linebacker in the movie, and he was actually one of the coaches out there. He was one of the linebacker coaches, so when I saw him, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, you're the guy from the movie, and it was just a cool experience. So that was one of my most memorable things there. Next. So some of my expectations and goals for this field and just in health and everything, I just kind of was looking to understand what physical education and health educator, some of their goals, just from the outside looking in, how they carry themselves, what they talk about, kind of stuff like that. But healthy, for me, you can define it in multiple ways. For me, I like to define it as being healthy all the way, whether it be your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health. I don't know if I said mental health or not, but there's different aspects of health, not just having a six pack or having biceps, but being healthy all the way around. It's an idea or a concept that will help you to stay balanced throughout your day and your week and your month and your year and your life. Just by being able to maintain a healthy diet, staying active, for a few hours here and there, kind of like that jump rope thing we did in the run. Just kind of getting your blood pumping, getting out there and moving around a little bit is always good for you. So next. Some of the knowledge and the skills gained through some of my undergraduate stuff. Like I said before, the preparation and planning, it's huge. Just to be able to be organized and be ready to be able to give you guys, my best. And then, providing appropriate stuff for you guys. I just look at you. I have a son and a daughter, so anything that I wouldn't want them to learn or to know, I wouldn't do for you guys either. I just basically, I want the best for you guys, just like my own kids. Punctuality, being on time is super important, not only for you guys, but for us too, because if we were late, that would probably reflect on you guys that maybe we were not really excited about coming out to be with you guys. And then the same goes for you guys when you come out to be on time for us, and we know you guys are tuned in, ready to go for class, so we could share with you, whatever's going on for that day. Some good character, basically being responsible, respectful, trustworthy, caring. What does that mean? Being responsible, so whatever my goal or my responsibility, my goal, my roles, if I'm your coach, I'm gonna, like I said, provide good, healthy material for you guys. Desire, dedication, and discipline, these are good as well. Desire, that's kind of having to do with passion, just being able to be fully committed to something. And dedication, it's all kind of hand in hand. Discipline, sometimes there's times when you don't feel like doing something. You gotta make it happen, so you gotta stay disciplined, because you're not always gonna get punished for not doing something that you should do, but your grades, your life will reflect some of those decisions if you don't stay disciplined. So that was pretty much the example of being real, is just letting you guys know that some of the decisions that you do make, they're going to affect your life negatively or positively depending on what those decisions are. Okay, guys? Next. Professional growth contributions through my college experience. It's all kind of going back to some of the stuff I've shared already. Being able to, know what the duties and responsibilities for you guys and for us is important so that we can get the lesson completed. Some of my involvement in continued professional development, plugging into coaching conferences or teaching, different conventions and stuff like that they offer. I'm going to have to start going with my uncle and hanging out with him more on some of that kind of stuff. And that just kind of helps develop some tools for us to be able to make it fun and exciting for you guys so you continue to learn and develop for yourselves too. So we want to make sure that you guys are all understanding, everything that's going on too. Next. So some of the professors that really had impacts on my just kind of process through college, especially when I got to Southern Oregon. It was all new. I had been to 3 different colleges, and it was just my journey because I was playing football and sports. So there was different opportunities that I had that some of the other students didn't, just because of that. So I mean, if you're into whatever sports you're into, it may open up some opportunities for you guys. So Dr. Laura Jones, she was a really sweet lady. When I first came into Southern Oregon, I was kind of mind blown. I had to adjust to the community, to life there, get into my apartment, and classes and work and everything kind of all at the same time. So anyone that was there that was smiling and approachable, and someone that actually cared, it really made a difference for me, because at that time I didn't have a lot of friends and family in the area to help me. So Dr. Laura Jones, she was really good at just kind of making me feel comfortable, and she helped me big time with some of my courses. Jamie Wiener, she was, she is super awesome. She actually runs the department now at Southern Oregon, and she helped me to get back into school after being out for about 5 or 6 years. It's actually a really big deal to come back to school after you left for that amount of time, because most of the time you don't come back when you leave. So she was really awesome at being able to guide me to get me back into school and to be able to be on this path to finish. Dr. Joel Perkins, awesome guy. He was the one that was really kind of relatable, and he would shoot me straight. So if I wanted to take 5 or 6 classes for a term and go all out and try to graduate, he was going to be the one to tell me, hey, maybe you should, slow it down a little bit, take 4 classes instead, because you got your weightlifting in the morning for football. And he helped me to keep that balance and to see that, sometimes you got to take your time with certain classes so that you can understand and learn what those classes are before, moving on. So having that balance, he was good at helping me out with that. Next. So the description of my research paper, my research paper was on weightlifting, some of the concepts and techniques. Really huge. Conjugate weightlifting method is huge for me because I've had multiple injuries weightlifting. So when I went into this project, I wanted to learn about how to balance between explosive and speed weightlifting and training versus power. Because when I grew up, I did a lot of power stuff, but I didn't always have the explosion and the speed. So getting all those kind of balanced out was something that I struggled with throughout the years. So I actually had an opportunity to take the time to research about it. So what I found was this is the best method to use. It keeps athletes competitively ready, mentally and physically. Mentally, if you overdo it in the weight room, you're gonna get stressed out, you're gonna get worn out, and you're not gonna wanna, continue on that program. So you gotta stay fresh. You can't always go heavy, or you can't always go for speed and explosion either. You gotta have a balance. Physically, being able to be really kind of in shape, So elevated learning, I learned it's important to change up not only your grips, the bars, your stance, your feet placement, really huge. You can kind of switch all that stuff up here and there, and you'll develop more balanced muscles and physical, attributes. So I covered that, heavy weightlifting and explosion. So the conjugate weightlifting method, how they came about that really quick, it was just a quick experiment that they did in the 60s. A bodybuilder by the name of Louis Simmons did a study, and he found that the Bulgarian system mixed with the Soviet system was the way to go, and that's how they came up with the conjugate system. Okay, next. Future plans. I actually just got hired on to coach at West Valley High School in Hemet. Super excited about that opportunity. I'm going to coach linebackers, and I'm going to help in the weight room with the strength and conditioning program. Next, I'm working on securing an on-campus job there, instructional aide or some other position hopefully opens up for me. I'm going to be getting my teaching credentials soon after I finish up a couple more classes, and I'm going to start my teaching career 2020, 2021. So one more? Okay.
Video is
I could probably just send that